Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive that connects with the angelic energy. This is my weekly reading where we talk all about what's going on with the weekly energy, the energy that is impacting each and every one of us, and how to make the most of it, how we can navigate the week like a boss. So we're going to be doing that if we use these messages to help guide our journey. So many of you are sensitive to energy. So many of you feel what's going on in the energy, and I find that so many people find peace in these messages. In fact, so many people have said, I always look forward to Tuesdays because I know that you're going to be talking about the energy, and it's always helpful to me. So thank you guys so much, first of all, to everybody that's tuned in, everybody that has tuned in. Please, 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 if you are watching this on my YouTube channel, please like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already to my channel. It just helps to support all the stuff that we're doing. And also, first I will break down the weekly energy. I'll talk about what to expect, and then we're going to build upon those messages with a tarot reading. So how's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? This is an energy that I found very difficult to put into words. And I think part of that is because this energy to me feels very private, is the word that I want to use. It feels very inwardly focused. It feels very much like we're trying to find our way. I think that in a lot of ways, maybe we feel a bit lost. We feel a bit unsure. We've been talking for a while about the way that this energy has been leading us into this uncharted territory. And if you just think about if we end up in uncharted territory, how that's going to feel. You know, it's going to feel confusing. You're going to feel a bit lost. You're going to feel maybe a bit excited, hopefully a bit excited, because we just don't know what's coming next, where things are going. And last week in the reading, there was so much magic that was coming through. And I think that we have a lot more to expect here as we're wrapping up the end of the year and as we're transitioning into the new year. I think that there's going to be a lot of things developing and happening. I really actually like a lot of the energy that we have coming up here as we're wrapping up the year. There's a lot of wish fulfillment energy that I'm feeling right now and that I'm feeling as we navigate moving forward. But this energy feels so private. And like when I was connecting with it, it felt like I just kept feeling like God whispering in my ear, right? And I think part of what we need to be doing this week is noticing where God, the universe, whatever that is for you, notice where that's whispering in your ear. Notice where you're being inspired. Notice where you're being led. There's a real wisdom. There's a real spiritual connection with the energy this week if we are tuning in, if we're choosing to pay attention. And so part of this is just really feeling like there's this process, right? We've been navigating a lot of challenges, lessons, ways that we're developing, and there's been this process that's been unfolding, leading us into a sense of mastery. So when I was connecting with the energy for 2024, I heard the word of the year is alchemy. So initially I assumed, okay, so I'm being led to choose that for my intention word for the year, because I always choose the word for the year. And the response to that was, yes, but that is the word for the year for everyone. That is the collective word for the year, right? So what does alchemy mean? That means that we are taking these lessons, these challenges, these difficulties, and we are alchemizing them into something great, right? Alchemy is magic. Alchemy is taking something that isn't that magical and making it magical. And I'm feeling us shifting into this energy now, and part of how we're already alchemizing that is through this sense of mastery. I want you to pay attention to how, if you really tune in with yourself, how you've mastered some of these lessons, how you feel like a master, how you feel like a warrior who's just ready to take it on. Now, are we tired? I talked last week about like how we're feeling battered and beaten in so many ways, right? But we also, if you tune in, feel like warriors. Feel like we've got this. We pulled that 9 of Wands the past 2 weeks in the weekly readings, and that is because as much as we are the wounded warriors, we are the stubborn hearts. We are ready to take this on. So we're not lost. We're not struggling. We're warriors and we're masters, and we have mastered so many things. And I'm not saying that our work is done, right? Our work is never done here on earth. Our work is, while we are here, always happening. We're always learning and developing and growing, hopefully anyway, if we're choosing it. So can we just understand that like we're not always going to feel like the master in every single area, but we are mastering so many different things. And I'm feeling just this powerful shift that's happening today, that's happening this week, that's been happening. And it's like this build up into this major paradigm shift. And so a paradigm shift is not a small shift. It is a major transformation. We have been in this major transformation energy, and hopefully we've been allowing it to transform us. This is a shift in the way that we look at the world, a paradigm shift. This is a shift in how we show up in the world. We are so different because we have been allowing ourselves to become the masters of our own lives. And that's truly the energy that I feel like we're already in, the energy that we're stepping into. And now that we have become the masters, then we can become the magicians. Then we can become the alchemists in our lives to create from the hardship, to create from the lessons, to create from the struggle. And it's not all struggle either, right? Like I just feel like there's so many magical things that are happening. I talked like a month ago about the floodgates opening, right? And opportunities just flowing into our experiences. And it's more and more we're watching that. But again, this feels like such a quiet process. This doesn't feel like I'm going to shout from the rooftops or feeling the need to shout from the rooftops every single accomplishment. In fact, those accomplishments might not mean anything to anyone else because it might be the tiniest shift. You might have made the tiniest shift in your morning routine or your nighttime routine that's helping you to feel better, and you know what a big deal that is. But if you say to somebody, hey, I'm taking 5 minutes to just be mindful in my morning, that might mean nothing to them, right? They might not understand what a big deal that is. And I think that we need to be working on being our own cheerleaders right now and understanding that there are some things that we're working on that are just between us and God. I really feel like there's a wisdom that's being whispered to us, a wisdom that's being shown to us if we're taking this time in this space to go within and connect and to have these conversations with God and to let ourselves be growing through everything that we've had going on. But I just like, it feels like there's so many energetic codes that are being programmed into our hearts. I feel like there's so much that's being shown to us in the form of, what does my unique life path look like? What are my unique divine assignments? And you might not understand the whole path. Probably you won't, right? But what is this transformation leading us into? It's helping us to become the best version of us, not the best version of somebody that we look up to or the best version of somebody that we maybe feel we're in competition with. It's none of that. It's just, what's the best version of me? What is the version of me that is most purposeful, that is using and utilizing the gifts that God has given to me in the best ways possible, in the ways that have the most impact possible? And that's going to look really different for each and every one of us. So as we lean into that and just kind of allow this to unfold, that was the word for this year, was for us to be connecting with our authenticity. That was the word, authenticity. And so we're learning that. And if we let ourselves listen to this, I really feel like these messages are coming through. I feel like the stories, part of this paradigm shift is in us being willing to change the stories that we're telling ourselves and finding stories that align with the life that we want to be living, that align with the life that we're now transitioning into, because there's quite a transformation, there's quite a change, right? This paradigm shift includes changing the stories that we're telling ourselves and allowing those to change, allowing ourselves to look at the world with new eyes and maybe start to notice some things that we haven't noticed in a long time. Engaging our energies in these kinds of things, in these conversations with God, in this time that we're spending going within, in this time that we're focusing on how do I use me, the best version of me, the most authentic version of me, to be purposeful here in this world. And you don't have to know the answer to that. All you have to do is ask to be shown. And I promise you, if you're paying attention, it's going to unfold and you are going to be shown, and that's going to be powerful. So we're engaging in that. And I really feel like there's this call to disengage from the drama, the bullshit, the stories that we tell ourselves that doesn't serve us anymore. So there's a disengagement too, right? Because we only have so much time and energy for our time and energy. So making sure that we are engaging in those things that are supporting this mastery over our own lives and to prepare us for the blessings that already are coming in. And there's more blessings to come, right? Allow this transformation. There's so much change that's happening now. There's so much change that will continue to happen. It's really building these bridges into the next phase, the next year, this timeline that we're going to be operating on. And so this all just feels really important. I hope it makes sense. I'm having trouble finding exactly the words that I want to use. But I think, again, it's that this energy is so private, is so just between us and God, you know? So if you're not sure where to start there. Have a conversation with God, with the universe, with your higher power. Asking, where do I go next? What do I do? I'm feeling kind of lost. I don't know what the next step is to take. And then you listen, then you pay attention. It's like unlocking the combination lock for what's next. And I think these steps that we're taking, these choices that we're making, right? Because we've been talking about choices. These choices are still incredibly important through the end of the year in determining what life looks like on the other side of that. What choices are we making? Making the choices that feel best for our soul, that align with our intuition, that are not based in fear and struggle and old stories. There's just such a wisdom coming through if we allow it. Inspiration too. I really feel like, especially as we get further out into the week, there's going to be a lot more inspiration. Well, this is a beautiful energy that we're seeing here in the cards. How are you guys doing? Maybe a little bit more quiet, a little more reflective, maybe a little more in your head. I think as we shift into Sagittarius season, we're going to feel the power of that fire a little bit, the power of that adventure. I was talking last week about, like, can we just let it be an adventure? Let it be fun and light and beautiful wherever this journey is taking us. say hello if you haven't already. By the way, guys, I'm releasing my tarot class. I'm going to be teaching a class in the new year, so I will make sure that I put the link down below for that. We're going to be going from January to April, and it is going to be, there'll be live classes, but you can also learn at your own pace and catch the classes on the replay, catch them later, do the work later, do the work at your own pace. I'm really excited to share that with all of you. It's going to be learning about how to read intuitively and traditionally, because I've been studying these cards for 10 years and I'm just excited. I feel like I've leveled up a lot with that, and I'm ready to teach it again and teach all of you how you can use these cards to help guide your journey. So speaking of the cards, let's dive in. Page of Pentacles. Where are we feeling called to plant a seed? Where are we inspired, right? I think that there is this energy of new beginnings. There's a lot of transformation that's happening still, but there's this energy of new beginnings. Where are you feeling called to start something new, to plant a seed, to begin to lay a foundation for something? Where are we being called for that? I'm pretty sure we had the Page of Pentacles last week. This is, by the way, this is a pretty practical energy, right? It's a beautiful combination of practical energy and also dreamer energy, because pages are always a bit of a dreamer. They have like that faith, that trust, right? So having that faith and that trust, but also what practical steps do I need to be taking in order to create the things that I wanted to create for 2024 and beyond? The Ace of Swords. This for me is like us connecting with a different level of wisdom, a different level of awareness this week, feeling inspired, paying attention to new ideas, and feeling more clear on things. I do think like we're still in this energy that's kind of cloudy and not very clear, but I do think that we're working toward this energy. And I think that that's going to come from tuning in and listening and paying attention and just letting ourselves be led. I don't think that we're meant to have all the answers now or ever, right? But especially right now, I think that it is a bit confusing, but at the same time, there's this inspiration and this wisdom and this understanding. There's this mastery, right? And we have leveled up, and we're not going backwards, we're going forward. So you know what you know, trust what you know, and let that guide you. Lean into your knowing, trust in your knowing. Two of Cups. I feel like we are pulling so many of similar cards, but this is, all of the messages from last week still apply, because we're being so supported right now by the universe, right? The Two of Cups for me is someone coming in that is very well aligned for you, but it doesn't have to be in love. It can be a person coming in that's just that missing piece that you need to create that project, to start that business, to do that thing, that goal that you have. So paying attention to that. This can also be a thing, right? This doesn't have to be a person, but like just the missing piece, a beautiful balance coming in for your energy and for what you're needing. And I can't help but think about the way that we have this Two of Cups, right? And if in the Temperance card, which for me is, I don't have that here in this spread, but that's my alchemy card, which is the word that I'm saying we're shifting into for 2024, right? So the Alchemist or the Temperance card has the Two Cups, and he's taking those two cups and combining them and alchemizing them into something really, really magical. So this to me is also just this energy of us being given what we need to master and alchemize the challenges that we've been dealing with into something really magical. So that's pretty incredible. The Moon card. So this is where it's feeling cloudy. This is where it's, maybe we're feeling kind of lost, or we're feeling confused, or feeling like we don't quite know. But it's like, I keep saying like we don't know, but also we do, if that makes sense. Also, we do. So it's okay to kind of just sit with it and let it be, and let yourself be inspired as you're inspired. I do think that we'll have inspiration this week, but to just kind of let ourselves be with it and be and allow. And this isn't a week to be too attached to outcomes, definitely, because I think that we might find ourselves being frustrated with that. This is a week to kind of just find our flow and see what's showing up and see where we're inspired, and just kind of letting that lead the way. So speaking of inspiration, 2 aces out of 6 cards, right? The Ace of Cups. This to me is also inspiration. This is opportunities for fulfillment coming in. This is the Ace of Cups is like the cup running over, right? I feel like there's some kind of an opportunity this week that maybe comes out of nowhere. Maybe is a surprise. Maybe it's not, right? Maybe we're intuitively feeling that, but there's some kind of a surprise. And in my head right now, I'm seeing, you know that game Chutes and Ladders? So that's going to be based on choices. So as we choose to trust ourselves, as we choose to lean into the vision that we're being led on, more opportunities are going to come in, right? And this is where we see that ladder in the Chutes of Ladder, where we get to level up significantly, right? But if we're choosing fear, if we're choosing to stay in old patterns, old ways, old things that we know even consciously no longer serve us, that's going to be a chute, right? That's going to bring us back down to a lower vibration. And so can we take these opportunities to allow us to turbo boost our progress in the things that we have happening? 2 of Wands. This energy keeps coming up too, right? This is the continued energy of these choices that we're making. We're still in this important choice point energy. The story behind this card is this person standing in their comfort zone with all of the comforts, but feeling this calling from their soul that it's time to begin a new journey. It's time to leave the comfort zone. It's time to leave the safe space and have the experiences that their soul is calling them to have. I've been talking about how you need a stubborn heart to navigate this energy, right? Let your stubborn heart carry you out of your comfort zone. Let your stubborn heart lead you into new energy, new experiences, new opportunities. And by the way, this might be a resurfacing from a past energy, but it's showing up in a different way. It's showing up now in an improved way, because I definitely don't see us going backwards. We are only reconnecting with people, places, and things from the past if there's been an improvement, or hopefully, right? If there's been an improvement. So that's important too. So this willingness to set fear aside and to step out into the world, right? He's leaving the comfort of that castle and being willing to explore the world. And to me, right now, this is the only choice, is to continue to let this energy push behind our back and move us through these choice points so that we find ourselves in a new chapter, so that we find ourselves as the master of our lives, and in 2024 as the alchemist of our lives, creating something really incredibly magical. So I hope these messages resonate with you. If they do, please like this video, please comment on this video, please share it, please tag someone, whatever you feel called to do. People need to hear these messages. These are really important. So many people are feeling this energy and they just don't know how to make sense of it. I had a hard time making sense of it this week, but hopefully that does give you some more clarity and make sense. If you guys are watching this on my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe as well. That just helps us support the channel. I always do a little happy dance whenever I get new subscribers too. So thank you guys so much for all of your support, and I will see you next week with another video. Take care.